We do the render again. Now, as you can see, you can select from where it starts. It will follow the mouse. So it will be an overview for third-party plugin V-RAY for Houdini. So after you install it, you go to the shelf menu, you go all the way down to V-RAY and you activate it, and you will see the shelf tool up here, including the renderer, the IBR, couple of lightings, and also in the material, if you right click, you will see all of the material already here, and also here in the main object level you'll see the lights. So let's create a quick scene. So I will create a file. Inside it I will want to this object. So we will go through about it and try to texture it. Already we have the UVs here. If I press S and 9 and choose from the menu 3D connectivity, you have this part, and this part, and the juice. Okay, press 9 again. We will create material node, and in the material we want to select the group. Let's start with the pizza itself. So we're talking about this one. Now I will switch to material, right click, and I go to V-RAY material, and let's choose V-RAY material. So here we have it. In the diffuse I want to use a texture, so V-RAY material texture, so we can write texture V-RAY, where is it? V-RAY texture. No. So this is V-RAY file, V-RAY image file, and I will point out this texture color. Go to diffuse and the object level here. I will point out that material that we just created, V-RAY material. I will call it pizza material. Here you cannot see it, because it's not the native render. But if you go back to object and we start to experiment with some lights, first let me put a grid, something in the background, and the grid I'll just make it larger. Okay, lights same as in Houdini. Let's choose this side, and we go to light. We have couple of lights, so we have direct, like sun, IES if you have a file for the light, and rectangle and light sun. Let's start with the rectangle, control and press, and we have the light. Okay, I will choose an angle for the camera, control and camera. Let me frame it properly. We'll go back, something like this. Okay, now to render it, if you go to the out, nothing in here, but if you open to V-Ray, we have the cloud, the renderer, the IBR. You can choose here also. Here at the top shelf you have the IBR also on render. So let's click the IBR. It will think for a second. Just wait for it. It's updating now the export. And it open. As you can see, there is something, but we cannot see it. And the reason because the intensity of the light is low. Let me frame it. So if I go to the light, this is the light in the V-Ray light. If I go down to the intensity and make it 30, I will start to see something. 100. See, it's here now. Let's create another light. And this time we choose direct light. Back to my camera. And as you can see, it's very bright. So this is the direct V-Ray. Let's choose a color of warm temperature or cold. Let's go with the cold. And now let's continue the material. Let me just increase it by 10. It's covering everywhere. This is the grid. Now the file. Let's add another material for the one here. So I will choose the cardboard. Same as we did here. Let's experiment with another material. See all of this. Another way you can use is if you go to material palette, you go all the way down, starting from where? From here. All this is already built in preset for V-Ray. So let's choose, for instance, chipboard. I will add it here. Over here in the chipboard. This is the material. We go back here to this material and drag it here properly. Okay. If we put the IBR again, so here we have it. Let's choose some glass material here also. Okay, so another material. Now we choose the glass, and let's choose from the material palette something related to glass. Fake glass, core glass symbol. Let's go with this one, fake glass, and we'll add it here. As you can see now, we start to have something. We change the angle of the viewport. So this is the glass. Let's play a little bit with the glass. Diffuse texture, no diffuse, metallic. So it's not very shiny. no displacement. No, this is the viewport setting. Here it is. V-RAY material diffuse. You can change it to something green or orange. Add some roughness, no bump, reflection. Add some coat and sheen. Let's take this color and see how it will look. Refraction also. Pink. Let's go and stay with the yellow. Translucency. Now this is progressive rendering. Let's choose another type of glass. Let's go with this one. That's simple. Let's go with this IBR. Let's stay with this. This is more crazy. Now this is the pizza. Let's say, where is the, why I close it? Maybe I'll keep it here. Let's say we want to add roughness or bump mapping. I think I have one, so I will just duplicate this image and I will choose bitmap. I'll choose this gray material and disconnect the color to the bump. Let's see, here it is, color, and here it is, float, so it should be here. As you can see, if I zoom a little bit, if the bump is too high, so we can make it like 0.5, so it's thinner. Something like this. Now I go to the grid and choose another wood material. Fabric mesh. Let's go with this. See, many type of glass. So maybe we can choose crystal. We go all the way down. See, won't be able to see. Take this one. Now here in the grid render, I will choose wall paint, and for the glass we'll choose which one we choose? Glass crystal. But we want some transparency. Diffuse, this is the diffuse. Refraction. See, you can play with the index of refraction. Something this is like a bubble now, thin wall. Go down something like this, and let's play with the bump amount, V-RAY, not texture utility, we want geometry, material, mapping, we want to add some noise, smoke, this noise. So this goes to the bump, amplitude, frequency, okay, let's change the mode. Let's stop this one, and instead of these two lights, I'll click this one, and we'll try to use the light dome. So we have a light dome that we can hook up HDRI for it. So let's see this HDRI for instance, and let's do the IPR now. And here you have it. Maybe I can select the bottom, the juice, select, so we should have some juice here. Enable in the viewport, where is it? This one. So select, I want the file G, and select this. I want to create some juice in here. So let me kill it. Yeah. We'll leave it for later. So I have this one, I have this one, delete and selected, and this one is the cup, this one is the juice. So I will group it, we call it juice, and this one we group it, and we call it cup. Okay, we merge them together, this, and this, and go to the material. Here in the glass, I will not call it the glass, we call it the cup, and this one for the pizza, this one is for the pizza. Now I need another material for the juice, so let's see what kind of fluid we have. We want something thick. This is gold, aluminium, water, orange juice, and we have olive juice and coke and coffee. So let's play with it. So pizza. So this one, the empty one, will be for the juice, and we will choose coffee. Camera, we'll frame it properly and do the IPR. and nothing. So let me disable this. You know why? 1 second, because they are on top of each other. So I have here just I have most of these, and here I have. So let me create a couple of material. Here material for this one, because I don't need this one. Let me try disable, because they are on top of each other. Let's try now. Yeah, we start to have something. So this is the juice coffee. Let's try cup. Let's try orange juice. Very cool. Let's go up and rotate the V-ray, rotation by 10 degrees, and we have a live feedback. See, this HDRI, the shadow is very soft. Maybe we can add another one or put different one. Let's try this one. Okay, let's stop it for now and go to the out, and in the V-ray, so I'm using the CPU. You can use the CUDA and do the IBR. So it's computing, loading it to the VRAM. The kernel is compiling. Let's give it a second. Now it's loading the bitmap, but you get the idea. I'll stay with the CPU. Use denoiser. You can denoise it also. Okay. The image, you can go down here. In the renderer, it's progressive. This is the bucket. So it's combining geometry. Now the bucket will start to render it. So I will stay with the progressive. These are the settings, so you can control how many rays the light will emit, and it will control also the noise. Global illumination we have. It's a light cache. It's good for interior. Brute force is good for exterior. Here we are in exterior. We have auto exposure, outside or inside, and we are outside. This is kind of camera. Now this is the depth of field, focus distance. To do the focus distance, this is what we will do. Here you can play with it manually, or better idea, go to the camera, select it, Ctrl G, right click on it, focus handle, or you can press Z. Now it will show you the focus handle all the way here. So this is the focus point. You make it smaller, you go here, make it even smaller. So This is the focus area. Then what you do in the view sampling, focus distance, copy, you go to the V-ray, focus distance past relative reference. So it's connected now with the camera here. Shutter, you can play with the shutter, the f-stop, it's very tiny, or you can control it through the interface here. Make it very small slice. Let's play with the camera. So I have a foreground, a background, and I want to make it 85, like a macro lens. Something like this. Okay. See, now I need to adjust my focus to here. This is out of focus and this is in focus. Let's add 9 blades. We have motion blur also. We can enable Caustic now. Search distance, let's increase it 12. I will just disable the depth of field for now. And let's have a wider view. Now I will create this angle. I will create a light. Let's go with spotlight. Make it closer. And go back to the camera. And stop. Do it again. We change the angle of the camera. Now the V-ray dome light intensity I'll make it 1.2, and the V-ray spotlight I will increase it, make it 50, 100, 500, make it 1000. So we start to have a caustic effect in here. Maybe I can make it bigger, so it's wider. Make it 90. Yeah, I'll put 2000. Just give it a minute. Also, V-ray light dome. Let's make it 1. To change the surface of the grid, so let's put this one aside and go to the material and choose something see, start to kick in, because the caustic need time to be calculated. Flooring, so the grid here, choose flooring, camera, I choose the flat spot, and in the right spot, where is it? Over the side. Right spot, I'll go here back to 45, change the color to be cooler, or maybe we can play with the color itself. Let's have different color. Let's wait and see this area. So after finishing compiling, the caustic spots start to appear and being concentrated. I want to check the juice itself. Where is it? We use orange juice. So here I want to make it transparent. Diffuse, opacity, make it 0.5, no self-illumination, bump, no bump, reflection, we have some reflection, no coat, no sheen, translucency, volumetric, amount is 1, more like an oil, maybe depth we can make it 5, and let's wait a little longer. So this is while it's rendering the image, we have the crazy caustics. The more we increase the setting, the more concentrated it will be. It will look even nicer. If I choose, where is the camera? Or something like this, and we choose that camera. Control G. My point somewhere here, increase the depth of field. Let's view the camera now, and we go to the output, and in the V-RAY renderer, camera auto exposure, depth of field, and here we will render the image. You see now. Now this one is not interactive. It is rendering now, rendering the image. To see it more, we'll just change it to bucket. Go to the render again. now, as you can see. You can select from where it starts. It will follow the mouse. So here is the middle of the render, as you can see, very clean, but it's taking time for the glass and the caustic to be calculated. So hopefully this is a good view for V-Ray for Houdini. Thank you very much.